So firstly, I want to introduce you to your hosts, including myself. My name is Ellie. I'm the Influencer Partnerships Lead for Europe at Awin. And our global influencer team works in a whole range of different ways with different brands to different influencer partners as well. One of our priorities for the last few years has actually been to grow our internal SLA, which is basically a lot of working with brands to really integrate their affiliate and influencer campaigns that they're working on. We've also got with us today Lindsey. It was a bit touch and go at first. His flight was delayed for 24 hours, but he is here, and he is a creator economy expert as well as influencer expert as well. He's worked with some amazing brands like Samsung and GoPro, and one of our sponsors here today as well, Shark Ninja. We also have Mike, who is from CreatorIQ. They are an influencer software platform that are fully integrated with Awin. They are your go-to for any enterprise influencer campaigns and all sorts of things in that sense. And we also have Frankie, who is a brand partnerships manager at Gifta. They are a nano and micro gifting company for influencers. She is also an ex-A-winner as well, so she's one of our OG members of our influencer team back when it was much, much smaller. And she's actually one of the pioneers for how we work with our clients today through Awin. So I'm going to hand over now to Lindsey.
Awesome. Thank you. Excited to be here. I'm glad my flight actually came. Can you hear me? Awesome. Cool, appreciate it. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the rise of the creator economy, right? The creator economy has been around for a long time, but if we think about kind of when I imagine most people in this room, myself, were introduced to the word the creator economy, probably was in 2020, right? And a big part of it was the pandemic, right? There wasn't a lot of great things about the pandemic, but the creator economy kind of emerging was one of those things. Based on the lockdowns, people getting laid off, just having more time, we saw a lot of us gravitating towards social media platforms and spending more time on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Pinterest, you name it, LinkedIn. And on the other hand, more importantly, you saw a lot more people creating, right? I think that period of time really brought in a new pool of creators that probably wouldn't exist today if the pandemic didn't happen. They had more time, they realized that they had a passion, expertise, experiences, hobby that they could go to the favorite social media platform and share it with the world, and people would resonate with that. And a platform like TikTok really kind of democratized being a creator and really opened up a lot of doors where you could go on there, share your recipe, share a story, share whatever, and potentially end up on the For You page and become a star overnight, at least for a couple of days before someone else took over. And we also saw a lot of social media platforms react to that kind of growing trend around the creator economy being in the headlines. They started building new products and new features and tools to help creators monetize, build community, and everything else with that. And then along with that too, you saw a lot of creator economy startups pop up. A lot of them are gone today. They kind of overestimated what creators needed. Creators are scrappy. They can deal with spreadsheets. Yes, they need tools and products, but for the most part, a lot of those companies kind of came and went. Fast forward to today. Has anyone seen that stat from Goldman Sachs? It's like the creator economy is going to hit $500 billion by 2027? They did a great job with that because it's quoted in every report and every speech. But today we have millions and millions, or hundreds of millions of creators that are across all the different platforms. Instagram, TikTok, but also Substack and LinkedIn. Any B2B creators in here? Anyone trying to build out their personal brand or working with brands? Just myself. But creators are disrupting every industry. In the US, and I imagine over here too, news and politics, right? The US election was dubbed the podcast election. Creators are breaking news, they're shaping public opinions, they're influencing the elections. When it comes to media, YouTube's the #1 streaming platform in the US. That's all creator and user generated content. They're beating out, Netflix, Disney. And then also commerce, where, probably the most relevant here. Creators are who we're going to for product discovery, inspiration, and purchasing. A lot of the retailers have shop by creator experiences. Instead of shopping by the collection, you shop by the creator, whether you know them or your friend knows them or just someone that can help you break down that discovery aspect. Going forward, there's gonna be a lot more creators. The younger generation wants to be a creator, more so than a pro athlete, which was my dream. A doctor, astronaut, a marketer, whatever it is, but a lot of younger generations want to be creators today. Plus we have AI. It's making being a creator a lot easier. More so than what I think the iPhone did for photography, more so than TikTok and video creation. And then again, I think we're right now in a wave similar to the pandemic where people are getting laid off, companies are cutting back, they want to do more with less. And so you have people that are going to be forced into being a creator or a consultant or some type of digital first entrepreneur. And I think that's the big opportunity here. Everyone knows the value of partnering with creators, but one thing I've been thinking about a lot, which I think can unlock a lot of growth, is actually looking at creators as a consumer segment. Something that you don't see a lot being done. So we had those companies that came and went that build specifically for creators, but I think every existing brand company can look at creators as a consumer segment, and there's a lot of value in that. I think the most obvious one is, when you look at a target audience, you're typically gonna have a better relationship with them, and we're gonna have some great insights around how to build stronger relationships with creators. But when you look at creators as a consumer segment, whether you have a lifestyle product or a SaaS tool, and think about how that product can fit in the creator's business or their lifestyle, that's a great opportunity because we're gonna see this pool expand, and that's an opportunity for you as a business to drive more revenue and expand your target audience, but also think about the needs of them, which is gonna kind of force you to think more about creators aren't just a distribution channel, they're just not a way for me to get content or drive sales, but they're actually someone I serve. And so I think that's kind of like the next evolution of the creator economy. And I guess to finish things off, or top that off, is just looking beyond the commerce aspect of creators and thinking about where can creators fit in your business. And as a consumer segment that I just talked about, doing surveys with creators to understand, hey, does this affiliate program work for you? What would be more appealing? Is this compensation appropriate? Would you be interested in that? But also think about, hey, what do you think about our products? Is there a way that we can market strictly to creators along with our other demographics, knowing that creators trust other creators? And I'll wrap it up there, but I would encourage you to just look beyond creators as sponsored content and affiliate, and actually think about where they can play in your business, and also where they can be consumer segments, because that's going to bring a lot more opportunity and actually build those relationships. I'll wrap it up there. Mike's going to dive into some of the great work that CreatorIQ is doing.
How many folks in here are brand marketers? Okay, a couple, that's good. So affiliate marketer, it's a little tougher to work with creators, right? Because you have to have a revenue result. And I think the one thing as an affiliate marketer that you need to think about as you work with creators is they're not like a traditional affiliate publisher, right? A traditional affiliate publisher thinks about things like yield optimization, right? I'm gonna run the offer that yields the best revenue on my website. The influencer marketer thinks a lot differently, right? You hear this a lot. They're authentic. They care more about their audience, right? So they're going to be more inclined to promote products that they love and that they use every day. And so when you think about, as an affiliate marketer, how you're going to expand your affiliate marketing with creators, you need to keep that in mind. So I'm going to take you just quickly through a case study of a brand advertiser that uses our platform to grow their affiliate marketing. So LSKD, I don't know if folks have heard, they're a US and, Australian brand that has expanded to the US. They use CreatorIQ in combination with Awin. They launched their program in May of 2024. So they're a newer brand. They're in a very competitive segment, right? They're in athleisure wear. They're competing with Lululemon, Alo, Beyond Yoga, all the major brands. And so one of the key aspects of their program initially is related to the product seeding, right? So you can see through our platform, they're able to gift products at scale. They've sent out over 1,000 or collected over 1,000 orders from creators to get products into the creators' into their hands, right? The creators can't create content unless they have the product, right? So one of the tools that we have on our platform is what we call as a brand's mention. So you can search our discovery database of over 6 million creators to see who's mentioning a specific brand. So maybe they're already mentioning your brand and you're not working with them. That would be a great opportunity to maybe reach out to that creator to see if they'd be willing to partner. Maybe they're mentioning a competitive brand and you want to maybe conquest over that brand, and you can invite that creator to a gifting or seeding program to try your product. We also enable our clients to use their own data for discovery. So think about hey, you already have some customers some of those customers might also be creators. We can use your data to find those creators in our discovery database where they may not have mentioned your brand already, but they'd be open to work with you maybe initially on an affiliate model. In terms of social content, so we talk, the brand marketers, you're going to be a little bit more focused on, with the upper funnel metrics in terms of like how many times the creators are posted, how many people have those posts reached, how many impressions or views did those posts get, what were the engagement metrics. In this particular program since May, they've activated over 500 affiliate creators, and those creators have generated over 15,000 posts, which is just an astronomical number, quite honestly, since May of 2024. And that's across 2 markets, US and Australia. And then in terms of sales, just pure sales, just associated with, these are real creators that are also affiliate marketers. So this is mostly generating from their posting activity, over 700K of sales, and they're really focused, obviously they're in growth mode, so they're really focused on acquiring new customers. And so you can see in the overall, the program's 40% new, 60% returning. But in their newest market, the US, that metric actually flips. It's 60% new customers, 40% returning. And so essentially this is just proving out the fact that if you want to grow your brand, a new product in a new market, creators can be a great channel, but it's really hard. It's not easy. Ellie knows because she does this every day, but it's really hard. It's like hand-to-hand combat every day, reaching out to creators, trying to get them to engage, and then be good affiliate marketers. So that's our case study with LSKD, and I'm going to introduce Frankie to talk a little bit more about gifting.
Slide down.
Okay, cool. So yeah, expanding on the gifting piece, historically it's actually been really hard, and it's happened for quite a long time. We see it with PR activations, a lot of agencies do it, and a lot of the time it's being sent out kind of cold. There's a list, influencers get a product, you might see like a heap of products in the background and they're just unboxing on their stories. Like, at the end of the day, yeah, great, if someone posts, that's a good thing, but there's a lot of wastage. Is there kind of in-feed content coming off the back of that? Not really. We always quote some research from Golin at Gifta, and around 20 to 30% post rate is what you can expect from like a cold gifting campaign. But what we've done is kind of really flipped the gifting model to optimize and make sure that creators actually want to post, and we've managed to drive a 92% post rate in the last year, which is incredible. And it's all about engaging micro and nano influencers and how we do that at scale effectively. So I've got my little tips of how we do that. Let's start with the basics. Outreach. It's not enough to just send out an email blast and just be like, hey, do you want to work on this campaign? We're not offering influencers money, so we actually need to do some research and find out what they want. Is the product something that they have mentioned in the past? And like CreatorIQ, being able to find those mentions is incredible. That partnership is hopefully coming soon. We do that, we do a lot of research in that as well. Like, is it something they've posted about? Is it a brand they truly love? Is it a brand that they've kind of, it makes sense for their content style? Like, is that the kind of content the brand wants to see? Once we've done that kind of initial it's not really vetting, is it? It's more like, okay, we're feeling them out, we're getting the vibe. Then we'll outreach them and say like, hey, do you want to work with this brand? And it's always that personal communication that really wins. Personalization is also super important. Like, and I said that, like, not sending out a blast of emails, but having little touches like a handwritten note goes a long way. Like when I've gone into brands and agencies and I'll see people doing gifting campaigns, and people will literally be sat in the office like packing boxes, writing notes. It's a big waste of everybody's time to have your team doing that. Everyone's getting paid a lot of money. You can just get like an agency like Gifta, where we have warehouses, people that are literally just paid to write handwritten notes from brands to do that for you, and really just make that gifting experience beautiful, even if we're not, if we're doing it en masse. It's really important that every creator, I always say in my client calls, like, I want every creator to feel like they're Molly May receiving something really great. no matter where they're from, no matter how small they are. And we're talking micro and nano, so that's 1,000 up to your 50,000. They're tiny. This could be their first interaction with a brand, and we want them to feel special. We're gifting. We can't do restrictive briefs. We're not having a contract. It's not about that. It's all about a value exchange. If a creator decides they want to receive gifting from a brand, great. But then we can't say like, no, you can't say this, no, don't do that. We'll give them some information and some content ideas maybe, but it's not prescriptive. We want them to do what they do best and create. And by taking away that control from the brand and giving it back to the creator, that trust, we find that they really appreciate that, and it results in really amazing content. And they do things that you would never expect. Actually, I'm not going to go into it because we don't have time, but if you want to know some really great unexpected content, come and find me afterwards and you'll find out about it. And also accountability is really important, because we ask creators like, hey, do you want to work with this brand, and tell them about it and like get them involved in the campaign from the start. We'd say like you're not obligated to post because it's gifting. But if you don't love a product, and that's fine because not everyone loves something, then we want you to tell us why, and we feed that back to the brand. Because as like Lindsey was saying, creators should be treated, they're consumers first, right? That you should treat them as a focus group and get that information and use it to influence like your formulations of products, like, you know, your next beauty thing, your falafels that might have been dry and nobody actually likes them. Get someone we need to make them again, do you know what I mean? But it's all about kind of bringing them in. And then lastly, I don't know how much time I've got, so I'm just rambling on. We want influencers want to come along with, want to work with their favorite brands and want to come along on that journey and become brand ambassadors. And I'm talking about small influencers who are just starting out. Like, to have an opportunity to work with a brand they love is actually really lovely for them. And we've seen that really grateful creators that are just like, yeah, like I love working with Lily's Kitchen, and then they go on to become a brand ambassador, and you know they'll be working with Lily's for a whole year at a time, booked and busy. They've got like, you know, free dog food for a year, and they're getting money off the back of it. So it's all about incentivizing them in ways that's not just like, okay, here's a gift, that's the end of it. If we can give them products, if we can say, yes, we're going to pay for your content usage. Also, I forgot to mention the affiliate links, but that's super important as well. Like, we'll handhold that whole process. Lots of influencers that are just starting out, affiliates is where that's their first point of call to kind of monetize themselves. So being able to kind of show them that process, how to sign up to Awin, how to sign up to your sub-networks, it's just super helpful. And, you know, being that person at the end of it, they're not just a number, even though we're doing it at scale. I wasn't actually going to speak about this case study, but here we are, we've got this one. And this was like a kind of a technology appliances. It's not something that traditionally kind of does as well in influence marketing, especially like driving sales in the affiliate channel, just where, you know, it's where those beauty products really excel in that fashion. But we gifted small micro influencers, and they consistently prove that when they love a product, they're going to go above and beyond. They drove nearly 300 pieces of content, and a lot of that, 70% of that lived on feed, which is incredible. And the brand was able to use that to kind of boost and get so many impressions and engagements off the back of it, to the point where Hire has another brand called Hoover, which we're also working with on our current campaign at the moment. And it's going wild. We've gifted 500 influencers this mattress Hoover. And I don't know if you've ever seen a mattress Hoover. I don't know if you actually, I didn't think I needed one, but apparently we all do. But we gifted around 300 influencers so far out of the 500. We've had 643 posts and 63,000 engagements. And what they really wanted to hone in on this campaign is the sales aspect. And when they launched the Hoover in November last year, they drove, I think it's like 400 sales in the quarter. They've had a 700% sales uplift from this influencer campaign so far. So that's like, I think it's like 3,500 Hoovers. And this campaign has literally been live for about a month. Tiny influencers, around 8,000 followers average. And that's organic. So yeah, there's power in micro nano influencers. You've just got to find the right ones and treat them right, and they'll do well for you.
If you want to hear my top tip, you can come and find me at the end, because I actually don't think we have time, but it's really great. can confirm. Also, definitely come and chat to Frankie about the falafel story also. That is also a very good story. But I just want to thank everyone on the panel today. That was amazing. I hope everyone's taken away a few good top tips there about working with influencers, or if you're already doing that, like I said, come and chat to us afterwards about how you're working, because we'd love to hear all about that as well. And I do just want to, I think we've got about 1 minute left. If anyone did have any questions that they want to ask anyone here.
A lot of the percentage of creators are mostly women.
Yeah.
How do you see what's the trend in that? Are there opportunities for male creators?
Yeah, we get that a lot actually internally with some brands about wanting to work with males, and I do agree it is a super tough thing. We actually work with CreatorIQ and their SaaS platform, and that makes it super, super easy to find these male creators. I think, Frankie, at Gifta, you'll also have an abundance of male creators that are wanting to work on gifting. I think it's about finding the right partners to work with through Awin, and also just really honing in on who is going to drive you sales and who is going to work really well for you. So definitely come and have a chat to us about that after, because I'd love to talk more about that as well. Did anyone else have any other questions? Amazing. I think we have a keynote speak now as well. So I want to thank everyone. Amazing.